The alien queen was the ruler of a distant world far beyond what humans knew. Her planet was full of strange colors and bright lights that moved in ways people on Earth could never imagine. She was a strong and wise leader, loved by her people, and respected for her kindness. But nothing in her life had prepared her for the day her youngest child disappeared. It was a quiet morning when the queen learned that her child was missing. The child had been with a group visiting another planet, part of a mission to meet new civilizations. The child was curious and loved to explore, always asking questions and wanting to see new things. But on that day, the child wandered away from the group and never returned. The queen felt her heart break in a way she had never known before. Her people came to her with worried faces, asking what they could do. The queen tried to stay calm. She knew that showing fear would make everyone more afraid. But inside, she was filled with sadness and worry. She sent out search teams everywhere to look for her child. The teams used all their technology, sensors, flying machines, and even helpers who could sense energy, to find any sign of the lost child. Days passed. The search teams came back with no answers. The queen's hope began to fade a little each day. She sat alone in her grand palace, thinking about her child and wondering if something bad had happened. She thought about all the stories her people told about other worlds. Some were kind, and some were dangerous. What if her child had been hurt? What if they were lost forever? The people of her world noticed the queen's sadness. They came to her and told her they believed she would find her child, that they were ready to help more if needed. The queen smiled weakly, grateful for their support, but deep down, she felt the heavy weight of worry. The palace, which was usually full of laughter and music, was now quiet. The queen stopped attending many of her usual meetings. She could not focus on anything except the hope that her child would return. One evening, as the twin suns of her planet set, the queen stood by a large window looking at the stars. She remembered the moment she first held her child, how small and full of life they had been. The stars seemed cold and distant tonight, not full of promise as they usually were. She whispered to the stars, asking them to bring her child home. She did not know if the stars could hear her, but it made her feel a little less alone. At the same time, the queen's advisors told her that it was important to keep hope alive, not just for herself, but for the whole planet. They suggested sending a special message to other nearby worlds to ask for help. The queen agreed. This was a big decision. It was rare for her people to reach out like this. Usually they kept to themselves and trusted their own strength. But this was different. The queen knew she had to try everything. The message was sent across space, a call for help to anyone who might have seen her child. The queen watched as the message traveled, carried by fast ships and powerful signals. Days passed with no answer. Then a small reply came from a distant planet called Earth. It was strange to the queen because Earth was far away and not very well known by her people. But the message said something important. Someone on Earth had found a child matching the description of her lost child. The queen was shocked and hopeful at the same time. She quickly ordered more information about this Earth and the person who found the child. She learned that Earth was full of people who did not know about her kind or their ways. The thought of her child being on this unfamiliar planet both worried and relieved her. She sent a message back to Earth, asking for details and explaining who she was. The reply came slowly but brought good news. The child was safe and being cared for by a human. The queen's heart lifted for the first time in weeks. She felt a spark of hope again, stronger than before. Even so, the queen knew that bringing her child back would not be easy. Earth was very different from her home. The people there might be afraid of her or her people. She had to be careful and patient. She gathered her closest friends and advisors and made plans to visit Earth herself. She wanted to see her child with her own eyes and thank the human who had taken care of them. As she prepared for the journey, the queen thought about all the lessons she had learned during this difficult time. She realized that no matter how powerful she was, love and hope were the strongest forces of all. Her people waited for news, and the queen promised herself she would not give up until her child was safely back with her. For now she watched the stars every night, waiting for the moment she could travel across the vast space to Earth. Her heart was heavy, but filled with courage. She was the queen, but she was also a mother who would do anything to bring her child home. Far away from the queen's world, on a small blue planet called Earth, a human named Alex lived a quiet life. Alex loved exploring nature and often went on long walks through forests and mountains. One day, while walking deep in the woods, Alex noticed something strange near a river. There was a small figure barely moving, hidden behind some bushes. It was a child, but unlike any child Alex had ever seen. The child looked different. There was a soft glow around them, and their eyes seemed to shine with colors Alex could not describe. The child was scared and alone. Alex's heart filled with kindness. Without thinking twice, Alex gently approached and spoke softly, hoping to calm the child. The child did not understand the words, but sensed the kindness and slowly moved closer. Alex took the child home, not knowing where they had come from or what had happened. At first, Alex was worried. The child could not speak like a normal human and only made soft sounds, but Alex cared deeply and decided to protect the child until they could find help. Alex gave the child food, water, and a warm place to rest. Days passed, and a special bond began to grow between them. Alex noticed that the child had unusual abilities. They could heal small wounds quickly and had a strange connection with nature. Plants seemed to grow faster near the child, and animals were never afraid. Alex was amazed but kept these things secret. The child needed safety and trust, and Alex was determined to give that. Though Alex wanted to know more about where the child came from, the child could only show feelings and memories. Through images and feelings, Alex learned that the child had been lost for a long time and was scared of being alone. Every day, Alex spent time with the child, telling stories and trying to make them smile. Slowly, the child started to respond, showing moments of joy and curiosity. Alex tried to find answers by contacting doctors and experts, but realized that no one could explain the child's unique nature. Alex also searched the internet for missing children reports but found nothing that matched. It was clear that this child was very special and different from anything anyone had seen before. The news of the mysterious child stayed quiet. Alex did not want to involve many people for fear that the child might be taken away or hurt. The bond between them grew stronger, like family. Alex's friends noticed the change and asked questions, but Alex only said that the child needed privacy and care. As the days turned into weeks, strange things began to happen around Alex's home. Lights would flicker without explanation, and sometimes the child would look up at the sky as if listening to voices far away. Alex felt a mix of wonder and concern. It was clear that the child was connected to something much larger than Earth. One evening, while Alex was watching the stars, the child suddenly pointed at the sky with a hopeful look. Alex realized that the child might be trying to communicate or call for someone. Alex decided to use a computer to send a message into space, hoping to reach whoever might be looking for the child. To Alex's surprise, a reply came. A message from an alien civilization explaining who the child was and where they belonged. The message came from the alien queen, the child's mother. Alex was amazed and a little afraid. Everything suddenly felt real and important. The alien queen's message was full of hope and gratitude. She explained that the child had wandered away during a mission and was very important to her people. Alex understood that returning the child safely was now a matter not just of kindness, but of responsibility. Even though the news was incredible, Alex felt a strong determination to help. The child was not just a stranger. They had become family. Alex promised to protect the child until the Queen arrived and to make sure the reunion would be safe and peaceful. During this time, Alex also learned more about the child's world through messages from the Queen. The stories of the alien civilization were filled with wonder, advanced technology, peaceful ways, and a deep respect for life. Alex felt honored to be part of this connection. However, there were challenges. Not everyone on Earth was ready to believe in or accept the existence of aliens. Alex had to be careful, keeping the child hidden and safe from those who might want to exploit or harm them. The trust between Alex and the child was more important than ever. The child, though still quiet and sometimes scared, began to feel safer. The presence of Alex gave the child hope and comfort. Together, they waited for the Queen's arrival, dreaming of a day when the child could return home, but knowing that this journey would take time. Alex's life had changed forever. What started as a simple walk in the woods had turned into a story of friendship, courage, and hope. Alex realized that sometimes the most extraordinary things happen when you choose to care for someone in need. Every night, Alex looked at the stars and whispered promises to protect the child, no matter what. The bond they shared was strong, built on kindness and trust, and it would help them face whatever came next. The alien queen could not stop thinking about her missing child. Every moment away from the child felt like a lifetime. She used all the resources of her planet to search far and wide, but it was clear the child was no longer on their home world. The Queen called her closest advisors and told them that the answer might be found on Earth, a planet far from their own, but now important in the search. She sent a special team, one of the best and most skilled, to investigate this distant planet. These searchers were not soldiers but explorers, trained to find and protect. They used advanced technology that could detect energy signatures and biological traces, even across the vast space. The Queen gave them one clear order: find the child and bring them back safely. While the search team traveled toward Earth, the Queen stayed on her planet, watching the stars, waiting for news. She was surrounded by many people who cared for her, but her heart was heavy with worry. The Queen spoke to the people often, encouraging them to be strong and hopeful, but inside she felt the deep pain of a mother separated from her child. As the search team arrived on Earth, they noticed how different this planet was. The air smelled different, and the trees and animals were unlike anything they had seen. They moved carefully, trying not to frighten the people or draw attention. They used quiet ways to find the child, following the energy signals they had detected from space. Meanwhile, the child was safe with Alex. The Queen's message and the arrival of the search team were unknown to Alex and the child. Alex continued to care for the child, learning more about their needs and strange abilities. Alex hoped that when the Queen came, everything would be peaceful and the child would finally be reunited with their family. The search team's technology soon detected signs of the child's presence. They tracked the energy signals to the area where Alex lived. The explorers were careful to observe from a distance, learning about humans and their ways. They saw the kindness Alex showed the child and felt relief that the child was being cared for. The Queen's advisors communicated with the search team constantly, sending advice and encouragement. The Queen herself spoke to them through special channels, reminding them of the importance of this mission. Her hope began to grow stronger as they got closer to the child. At the same time, the Queen decided she could not wait any longer. She prepared to travel to Earth herself. This was a big decision, and it showed her deep love and courage. The Queen wanted to see her child with her own eyes and thank the humans who had helped. She also wanted to make sure everything would be safe and peaceful for everyone. As the Queen's ship traveled through space, she thought about what she would say to her child. She remembered the stories she had told when the child was young and the dreams they shared for the future. She hoped the child would recognize her and feel her love, even after so much time apart. Back on Earth, Alex noticed strange lights in the sky one night. They looked like a moving star, bright and beautiful. Alex wondered if this could be the Queen arriving. The child seemed to sense something too, becoming calm and hopeful. The Queen's ship landed quietly near where Alex lived. The explorers made sure everything was safe before contacting Alex. When they finally met, there was a moment of silence and wonder. The Queen's presence was powerful but gentle. Alex could see the love in her eyes. The Queen spoke softly to the child, who looked up and smiled for the first time in weeks. The Queen thanked Alex for taking care of the child and promised to keep Earth and its people safe. Alex felt proud and happy to be part of this extraordinary moment. The Queen knew that this reunion was just the beginning. There was much to learn about each other's worlds and how to live together peacefully. She hoped that the future would bring friendship and understanding between her people and humans. The Queen and Alex talked for hours, sharing stories and plans. The child listened, feeling safe and loved. The Queen's heart was full. After so much fear and sadness, she had found her child and a new friend on Earth. Even though the journey was not over, the Queen felt hope. She knew that love and kindness could cross the stars and bring light to even the darkest places. She promised herself that she would protect her child and work to build a better future for everyone. When the alien Queen finally arrived on Earth, everything felt new and strange to her. The air smelled different, the sky looked different, and the people moved in ways she had never seen before. But none of this mattered as much as seeing her child safe and sound. The moment she saw the child, her heart filled with joy and relief. The child's eyes lit up when they saw her, and it felt like no time had passed between them. At first, the meeting was quiet and full of wonder. The Queen wanted to make sure the child felt safe and loved. She spoke softly, using gentle words and calm movements. The child reached out, and the Queen took the child into her arms. It was a moment full of warmth and tears, a moment every mother dreams of. Alex watched with amazement. Meeting the Queen was beyond anything Alex had imagined. The Queen looked strong and kind, a leader who carried the weight of a whole world on her shoulders, but still had a gentle heart. Alex felt proud to have helped bring the child back to this wonderful mother. There was still much to talk about. The Queen explained her world, her people, and how important the child was to their future. She told stories about their planet, full of beauty and peace, where every living being mattered. Alex shared stories about Earth, about the people and the challenges they faced, but also about the kindness that connected everyone. At times, it was difficult to understand each other because their worlds were so different. The Queen's language was not the same as Alex's, and the child sometimes struggled to find words. But kindness and patience helped them communicate. They used gestures, drawings, and feelings to share what words could not. The Queen also wanted to meet others on Earth who could help make sure her child would be safe and happy. Alex introduced the Queen to a small group of trusted friends, people who believed in kindness and the possibility of a friendship between worlds. These friends welcomed the Queen warmly, curious and hopeful about what the future could bring. The Queen knew she had to explain her people's peaceful intentions to everyone. Many on Earth had never seen anything like her before and might feel afraid. The Queen promised to be patient and open, showing through actions that she came in peace. Over the days, the Queen, Alex, and the child grew closer. The child began to laugh again, playing games with Alex and learning about Earth's plants and animals. The Queen watched with joy, knowing her child was healing and happy. It was a time of hope and new beginnings. The Queen also began to plan how to bring her people and humans closer. She dreamed of sharing knowledge, culture, and friendship. She believed that by working together, both worlds could become stronger and better. But she also knew this journey would not be easy. Some people on Earth might not understand or accept the aliens. The Queen was ready to face these challenges, with patience and kindness. She wanted to be a symbol of peace, showing that love could cross even the greatest distances. One night, the Queen and Alex talked under the stars. They shared hopes and fears, dreams and plans. They promised to protect the child and to help build a bridge between their worlds. It was a quiet moment, full of promise and trust. The Queen's heart felt lighter than it had in a long time. She was no longer alone in her mission. With Alex's help and the kindness of Earth's people, she believed her child's future would be bright. The days that followed were full of learning and sharing. The Queen taught the child about their own world, and the child showed new wonders to Alex and the others. It was a time of discovery, where differences became strengths and new bonds were formed. The Queen knew that this was only the start. There would be many challenges ahead, but with love and understanding, anything was possible. Her child was safe, and together they would face whatever came next. After the long journey and many challenges, the alien Queen, her child, and Alex began to build something new and special together. The child was safe and happy, surrounded by love from both the Queen and the human who had cared for them. This story was no longer just about finding someone lost. It was about creating a new connection between two very different worlds. The Queen stayed on Earth for some time, learning about its people and culture. She found many things fascinating: the way people laughed, shared stories, and worked together. She also saw how humans faced their own problems but never gave up hope. The Queen admired their strength and kindness. Alex helped the Queen understand Earth better and introduced her to people who wanted to learn about the alien world. These meetings were full of curiosity and respect. The Queen shared stories about her home planet, the stars, and the ways her people cared for each other and the universe. Humans listened with wonder, imagining a world so different yet connected by feelings of love and family. The child grew stronger every day, learning about both worlds. The Queen watched with pride as the child smiled, played, and explored. The child was a symbol of hope and friendship that could cross the boundaries of space and time. This new bond between the Queen's people and humans was exciting but also delicate. Both sides had to be patient and understanding. There were questions and fears, but the Queen and Alex worked together to answer them with honesty and care. They wanted to build trust, knowing that it was the key to a lasting friendship. One day, the Queen spoke about a future where her people and humans would visit each other freely. She dreamed of sharing knowledge, helping each other grow, and creating a peaceful community that included everyone. Alex shared this dream with others on Earth, inspiring many to believe in the power of kindness and unity. The Queen knew that this future would take time. There would be challenges and misunderstandings, but she was ready to face them with courage. The love for her child gave her strength, and the friendship with Alex gave her hope. As the days passed, the Queen prepared to return to her home planet, but this time it was not with sadness or fear. She was returning with joy and new friendships. The Queen promised to come back and visit Earth often and to bring more of her people when the time was right. Alex felt honored to be part of this incredible journey. From the moment of finding the lost child to seeing the Queen's arrival and the friendship that followed, Alex's life had changed forever. The bond they shared was proof that kindness could create miracles. Before the Queen left, she held a special ceremony to celebrate the friendship between their worlds. People from Earth and the Queen's people gathered to share stories, music, and laughter. The child stood between them, shining with happiness. It was a day full of hope and promise. The Queen and Alex hugged, knowing that this was not goodbye but a new beginning. They promised to keep working together to build a future where everyone could live in peace and friendship, no matter where they came from. As the Queen's ship rose into the sky, leaving Earth behind, the child waved, feeling loved and safe. The stars above seemed to shine brighter, as if celebrating the new path that had been created. This story was about more than just finding a lost child. It was about the power of love, hope, and kindness. It showed that even in a universe full of unknowns, people and aliens could come together and create something beautiful. The Queen's heart was full of gratitude. She had found her child, made new friends, and opened a door to a brighter future. And for Alex, the story was a reminder that sometimes the greatest adventures begin with a simple act of kindness. Together, they had changed their worlds forever, proving that no matter how far apart we seem, love can always bring us close.